Hello and welcome to the Why the Fuck Not podcast. I'm Melissa,
And I'm Crystal.
and we are here to talk to you about whatever we want because it's our show. So why the fuck not? Such a good tagline. For anybody listening, we are currently recording via Zoom because we are in a lockdown in Newfoundland. So we're being responsible and staying the fuck home. We're staying away
That's
from each
right.
other. We wash our hands.
Yeah,
Way
wear
more
my
than
masks.
before. I never used to wash my hands at all.
Right.
I only
But this
learned how to
changed my
wash my
whole life.
hands last year.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my hands are definitely drier than they were before, but
Yeah, all of the time.
sanitizer. Yeah. I never used to use hand sanitizer. I don't like hand
No,
sanitizer, but I have
me
to
either.
now when I'm showing houses.
Yeah.
Like there's, I'm not supposed to touch anything in other people's houses, so I don't really can't really turn on their sink and wash my hands in their house because that kind of
No, right.
defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Crystal, have you noticed anything different about me?
I actually now that you mention it, are you parting your hair on the side again?
I'm back to my side part now. This isn't scripted, folks. we actually just did this little intro as a dry run through, but we were recording and we had a little bit of a technical difficulty and had to turn everything off and start from scratch. So before Crystal didn't know what I was talking about, but now she
No.
knows that I'm talking about parting my hair from the side. There's
Mhm.
this thing on TikTok, I guess, where the new generation of young ones say that if you part your hair from the middle and you wear skinny jeans, it means that you're old. And that really struck a chord with me because
Yeah, me
I
too.
felt personally attacked, really. Um,
And
yeah,
like the
so
laughing emoji, come on.
that's the only emoji I use. That's the
Right?
only emoji I use. So
Awful.
anyway, I felt like, you know what? Okay, you know what I really felt like? Do you know when we were growing up and our like moms and aunts and everybody were still getting perms
Yeah.
and like the Mount Pearl curl and the big
Yeah.
bangs, like the fluffy hairspray everywhere.
Hmm.
So and then we were like, hey, here's a flat iron. Let's try it. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, like, their lives changed in my mind.
Hmm.
Um, so I was thinking, what if that's side parts for us? So we're
Right.
walking around with these fucking side parts looking like a bunch of idiots, the way that like perms looked in 2004.
Right.
And now, I'm going to try it. So I started parting it from the middle and I felt really good about it. The first week I was like, okay, first day I hated it, but I was like, I need to give this some time. It's going to make me look younger. I'm going to feel better. 2 inches to the right and it's just going to change my life. So
Yeah.
I started doing it for like a month. Felt fine, everything felt great, and then we've been having Zoom calls with work. And I logged on last week, it was like 3 days ago, to our training call, and I looked at myself in like I caught a glimpse of myself. That's come on. When you're doing Zoom with work, you're really only looking at yourself. You don't look at
That's
other
true.
people,
That's
right?
true.
So I was looking at me and all I could picture was Dwight Schrute from The Office. Legitimately, if I wore glasses, I would have to question if it was me or Dwight. Like,
Yeah, because
anyway, it
that's
looked
what
awful.
happens. I'm just like, I don't care what anybody says. Not everybody looks sensible with a center part. Like,
Mm-mm.
and it has seriously nothing to do with age. It's just your facial structure,
It's
people.
the
Like, come
shape
on.
of your face. I have
Yes,
a round face.
me too.
Like, I have a round face. There are certain haircuts that just will not work on me.
Yes.
And I also, so because we're in lockdown and because I'm me, I'm always like getting my hair fixed up. I'm sorry, Megan, but whenever I go into her, she's like, why has it been so long? So my roots were growing out pre-lockdown and
Yep.
now they're worse and they're lighter than my regular hair. So it looked like Dwight Schrute, but like with like blondish gray roots growing out. Anyway, so after that, I went right back to my side part. And you know what? I feel fucking fantastic about it. So,
Yes. Well, and like, I just look at it like this, okay? Harper is 9.
mhm.
That's my daughter, for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah,
Right? She
oh,
is
you
9.
too.
She wears a side part because that's just what looks best on her. right?
So, and
Because
she's
she's like
cool
us.
as shit.
That's what I'm saying. She's like
Yeah.
the fucking coolest person I know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm
You know
gonna
what I
take
mean?
Harper's advice.
That's what I think.
I'm gonna rock my side part. So
Yeah.
anyway,
I look like a convict with a friggin' center part. It's ridiculous. Like, it's just awful. I can't even look at myself in the mirror. It's just like, and I gotta be honest with you. Nobody's face is completely 100% symmetrical. And when you part your hair down the middle,
it shows.
then it shows it off even more. It's just like, why does that nostril look like that?
Do you remember the crisscross?
Yeah.
Do you
With the
remember
zigzag part,
the zigzag? Yes.
that shit was my
So
jam.
when this whole side part versus middle part thing came out, that was my thought. I was like, okay, but what about the zigzag? Like, if we're bringing,
Hello.
because let's be real, like the middle part is coming back now because it was cool in the 90s. Everything that was
Yes.
cool in the fucking 90s is cool again, and I am for it. Like, I am here
Yep.
for it. Love it all. Might not wear it all, but very happy
Neon.
about it.
Hello.
Neon overalls, yes.
Yes.
Like, please,
I can't wear
sign me
those.
up.
I can't.
Oh, I will.
Just
I
can't
never
do it.
said they looked good, but I will wear
Right.
them.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
I still wear belly tops, and God knows I probably shouldn't have those on. But yeah, no, the zigzag part, like, I can remember getting like a pencil or like the back of a comb or
Yes.
whatever, and making sure that it was a perfectly straight, like, incline. What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Diagonal.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
A
diagonal.
perfectly straight diagonal line
Yep.
through your hair.
Yes.
Right? And zigzag pigtails?
Oh my god.
Come on. Is there anything cooler?
The funny thing about it is that I know that you were clearly like in junior high when that happened, and I was like in hairstyling school.
Well, no, I think the zigzag was elementary.
That's so much worse.
I don't know
No,
if
you're right,
maybe junior high, like maybe like grade 7.
Yeah, I think you were probably like early junior high,
Whatever makes you
probably.
feel better, Crystal.
Because I was like 18 or 19 when the zigzag part was out, and I was definitely in hairstyling school.
Yeah, so I would have been, grade.
You would have
grade
been like 12.
grade 7, yes.
Grade 7, yeah.
Cool. Well, anyway, that's a little history lesson for anybody listening, wondering
Right.
about our hairstyles.
Good times. It was great times. And today I'm just rocking this friggin' messy old disgusting bun. So.
Gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
That is a beautiful bun right there. I've been straightening my hair. So we've been in lockdown now, for anybody listening, for 2 weeks, and it was announced Friday that, or a couple of days ago, I'll say, because I don't know what day you're listening to this, that we're going to be in lockdown for another 2 weeks. So that was fun. But one thing that I've been doing is making sure that I get up. So for me to feel productive, regardless of if I'm just getting up to sit on a couch, like, in order for me to feel like I can do anything else, I need to start my day off with a shower, and I need to put a face on and wash my hair. So I'm an everyday hair washer, and I'm sorry for anybody who is pissed off by hearing that, because so many people they feel very strongly about this, but I have to just wash my hair every day. It gets greasy, and it makes me feel better. So I wash my hair every day. I have to get a shower, and I put on makeup. And that's even if I'm not leaving the house. It's the only person looking at me is my almost 2-year-old, but I still I mean, there's days that I don't. I'm not fucking psychotic, but most days, like, I'll get up and I just have my routine, and that makes me feel better. I usually like to exercise as well, but, like, I'm going to be honest with you, this last 2 weeks mentally drained me. Like,
yeah, me too.
It's winter, and me and you talked, I know, a lot. We're doing this podcast together, so we talk a lot. And, every day we're like, well, we're going to do this to feel better, and I'm going to exercise, and I'm going to do this. And then I hang up the phone with you and scoop peanut butter out of the tub with a spoon.
Yeah. Right. And then at the end of the day, we could probably check in with each other and be like, so did you do any of those things? I'd be like, nope.
Nope. Didn't do
I did fuck all.
Just,
like, legit,
survived.
this whole weekend, I've basically just watched New Girl. That's pretty much. I did some laundry. I did laundry. And then watched a whole lot of New Girl.
So that made me feel even more useless this week. My laundry machine broke last week. So it got to the point where, like, Thursday rolled around, and I was like, I'm running out of underwear. This needs to get fixed now. Like, I was one day away from wearing bikini bottoms around my house. So, like, as much as there were days where I planned on working out, I didn't want to risk having to use another pair of underwear because obviously, like, you work out, you get changed and showered and whatever.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to risk using another pair of underwear. So I was like, that was my quote unquote reason, my excuse for not working out was
Yep.
this week. But like, the whole COVID and being stuck in the house, like, I didn't get outside for walks, and I know I should have. I know I always feel better when I do. But yeah, no, it just got the better of me. So I know, like, me and you were talking Friday, and I was just like, okay, I got to get my shit together. I need to get it in
Yeah.
gear. We're locked down for another 2 weeks. Hopefully that's it. But even if it's longer, like, I need to adapt.
Yeah. And we need to plan for it.
Yeah, exactly. So laundry
Big
machine is
time.
working again. It was actually
Woohoo!
a frozen pipe. It's been
Oh,
fun. It has been a time. So anyway,
yeah.
whatever. Like, fucking, it's like, I'm very much go with the flow. The pipe froze.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, let's fix it. The washing machine doesn't work because the pipe froze. Okay, well, head to the bathtub. Like, get your shit done. Like, you need to figure it out,
Yeah.
adapt, make it happen. So COVID is no different. Working from home is no different. Exercise is no different. And now, after having, my 2 weeks of blah,
hmm
I'm ready to hit the ground running again. So I'm like, let's do this. How are you feeling?
We're like
How's lockdown going for
reevaluating.
you? Yeah.
The first week I think I was okay. And then I kind of just like fell off the, diet, exercise situation. Like not so much diet, but I was eating better. And then
Mhm.
then all of a sudden it was just like, I should eat all of these cookies. Now, of course, they were gluten-free, so they weren't even as delicious because for those of you who don't know, I can't eat gluten. It
I like
makes
to
me
make fun of
extremely
her
ill.
for it, for anybody
It's
listening.
really bad.
I'm a nice
So,
person like that. We're good
right.
friends.
It's super fun. Yeah. But yeah, so basically I made like gluten-free all of the desserts that I can't actually eat. And then even though every time I ate a cookie or a brownie, I was like, this is fucking gross, I still continued to eat them because I
Hmm.
felt like I should. Because I
Yeah.
was just like, yep. So I fell into a bit of one of our historical binges.
Yeah. I did the same thing all week. I
Yep.
think it's a habit thing, and
Oh,
it's a
100%.
comfort thing. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So it's like, okay, I can't control my world, but I can control food. And you would
Yep.
think that you would go to, like, okay, well, if I can control food, then I'm going to eat healthy and I'm going to do this. I go into the opposite.
No.
I'm like, I can control food by stuffing everything in my face,
Yeah.
hungry or not, healthy or not. Like, and I'm going to purposely go buy, like, I bought half a dozen donuts last week. There's
Yeah.
only three of us in the house, and one of us is one and a half or almost two,
Yep.
and she gets like a section of one donut. So who do you think ate the rest
I know.
in one night?
Do you know how many times, like this week, I can't even begin to tell you. There was one day where I sent Jason to the gas station. There
Hmm.
was one day where we were both together, and then we both went to the gas station.
Hmm.
And I was like on this whole Charleston chew bender, like, and
Now I
they're
want a Charleston chew.
well, and they're gluten free, so. so, so I'm just
That's
like, it's
like
fine.
picking up the bag of fuzzy peaches, and it's like, well, they're fat free. I guess I'm buying these.
But again, this is where it comes down to. I'm like, oh, Swedish berries, gluten free. Chips,
Hmm.
gluten free.
So
Right?
we bought a box of ice cream sandwiches,
Mm.
and I'm pretty sure I ate them. Like, I think Drew
Yes.
had two, and I was getting them. I'm a midnight snacker. So, like, I know we've talked about this before. For
Yeah.
anybody listening, I wake up, and I feel like maybe this is why I wake up so much in the middle of the night, because I think that my body is just so used to it now. So I
Yeah.
wake up normally 2 to 4 times a night to pee. My bathroom is directly across from my kitchen. So I will wake up, I will pee, I will wash my hands. I feel that's necessary to say. Um, I do wash my hands a lot.
Yep.
So I will wash my hands, and then I head to the kitchen before going back to bed. And I'll scoop peanut butter. That's my go-to. I'll have a banana. I'm a like constantly eating bananas at like 2 a.m. I'll have like something, whatever's quick and whatever's easy. So for me, like this weekend, to open up my freezer and there is an ice cream sandwich in my
Yeah.
freezer at 2 a.m., I'm downing that. Like that is
You know that's going down.
that's like winning the lottery. Like you wake up, you're still half asleep, you go pee, you're like, oh, I just want to eat something. You go to the fridge and there's ice cream. And it's
Yeah.
not ice cream you have to scoop and put in a bowl and like make effort. You just unwrap and eat it. It was a good weekend.
I think, you know what? Realistically, I feel like that's 100% your issue with that, is that your
100%.
bathroom is right across from your kitchen. It's
I've
just
already said
logistically it's a problem.
my next house, I'm not buying a house without an ensuite. And it has nothing to do with being somebody who's like, oh, I would love to have a bathroom off the bedroom. I need to have a bathroom where I can wake up in the middle of the night and it needs to be physical work to get to the kitchen. Like I need
Yes.
to have my kitchen and my bathroom. So anybody listening, or obviously even people who know me, you don't know my house. So I have a raised bungalow, which means that my bedrooms and my kitchen, like everything is all on the one level, and I have like a downstairs basement area. So my kitchen is across from my bathroom and my bathroom is next to my bedroom. Like they're all very, very close. It's not a big
Yeah.
house. So I say my next house needs to have a second level. The bedrooms need to be completely separate. And not only do they need to be separate, I need a bathroom inside my bedroom so that if I need to go eat in the middle of the night, or if I need to go pee in the middle of the night, I would need to actually like get up, leave my bedroom, walk down over a flight or two flights or however many flights of stairs to get to my fridge, because it needs to be effort. Like there needs to be
Yeah.
more effort than what it is right now.
Yep.
So anyway, I
Definitely.
feel like that's probably my problem as well. Is that because I'm doing this so many times and I've been doing it for so long. I think it started before I got pregnant. So like we're going
Mhm.
on probably 3 years of snacking multiple times a night.
Yeah.
That I think my body is just tuned
Used
that
to it.
way now. So
Yep.
like I'll go to sleep and I'm guaranteed like I'll sleep for 2 to 3 hours max, like straight, and then I'm up.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
it's maybe another hour to 2 hours and I'm up again. And it's just
Yeah. Your
constant.
body's just
So
formed that habit.
yeah. So moving into this week,
Mhm.
my big goal is, because I've got some goals set, is my big goal is to stop eating overnight. So if I wake up to pee, I need to go pee and then head straight back to bed. Because
Yeah.
I also don't think that I would wake up to pee as much if I wasn't eating. Like I really feel like
Probably
it's
not.
it's habitual, you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. Right.
So
I think like um yeah, so I mean, I guess on the topic of goals,
mhm.
I'm just like, I just need to get this shit in check again.
Yeah.
Like, number one, I need to stop eating Charleston chews. I feel
Step
like that's a
one.
big one. Like, step one, no more Charleston chews. So here, funny story. I was like out, I drove Ethan to work. Ethan's my oldest. So I had to drive him to work today. It's the first day back since, I guess, since we
Probably a
went into
month almost.
lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a month. Um, So I bring him to work. I stop in the gas station parking lot because that's where our mailbox is, and I had to drop some letters off. So I dropped the letters, and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go right home. I'm not gonna go through the drive-through at the gas station and ask them for two Charleston chews. I'm not gonna do it. So I was like, okay, just go on. You don't need them. We're gonna start this off. So I drive home. I get in the house. Jason had ran out for a little bit, and when he comes back, he pulls two Charleston chews out of his pocket. And I was
That's the
just like,
universe.
I just looked at him and I was just like, I could not love you anymore
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know. I get so excited
Like, I was like, you are legit my favorite person at this
too.
very moment.
Drew brought home like a bag of gum. Like he buys this mixed, I think it's called Sweet 16 from the gas
Yep.
station. So it's a
Mhm.
mixture of like sour and gummy candies.
Yep.
And it's just like a little bag of heaven.
Yep.
And so I was doing really well, eating well, I don't know, fucking before lockdown. So it was a few weeks ago. And
Yep.
he brought home a bag and he was like, well, I didn't know. Because I was there and I was like, man, I'm really fucking craving some candy. And he hauls the bag of candy out of his book bag. And I just looked at him and he was just like, yeah, well, I know you're trying to eat good. So I didn't really want to like flash it around, but I thought maybe you would want it. And I was at the gas station anyway. So I figured I'd pick it up. And I just looked around. I was like, just a little note, whenever you stop at a gas station, regardless of if I'm eating healthy or not, always buy me something. And thank you very much. I'm so happy. And I took it and I ate the whole bag. And
Yeah.
but it also made my heart really happy that like
Yes.
that's
We
like
thought
a
about
little,
you.
yeah, that's just nice. It's just a nice little gesture. It's
It
like, here, I got you
was.
this treat. Like,
Right?
so your Charleston
Yeah.
Chew, it's the enemy, but it's also like, thanks, babe.
I know, right? And I was thinking about it, but then I was like, I didn't do it for myself because I was just like, nope, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to start okay. Everything's going to be fine. Because I knew that when I was going home from dropping him off, I was like, I'm going to meal prep like a motherfucker today.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
right?
Did you?
And I did. I did. Yeah, I did.
Next question.
Right? I was
Yeah.
like meal prepping like you would not even believe. I've got like I've already got everything and all of the fixings made for my Big Mac salad.
Mm,
Like the ground beef and everything is all fried up. It's just in the fridge, all separated into different things. I've got the dressing,
I'm
like
gonna stop you.
yeah.
For all of our listeners, me, can you post like when this airs? So I think this is probably going to air on the 5th of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or whenever. Who cares? When this
Whenever we get it.
airs,
Yep.
will you upload a picture of your Big Mac salad and the
Yes.
recipe?
Absolutely. I
Okay.
100% will
And
do that.
do you know like the breakdown of like the macronutrients on it? Do you know that?
I don't know it offhand right now, but I'll put it into my Fitness Pal and I will definitely find out what it is so that I can
Okay.
post that as well. Yeah.
Just for anybody who's curious. So, yeah, so I mean that I guess that brings us to our challenge. So Crystal and I have discussed and talked a lot about, well, I mean, we're talking about it now, how we kind of fell off track.
Yep.
My goal for the year, I wanted to lose 25 pounds. So, and I
Yep.
mean, anybody who's listening, I'll just make like a little side note. This conversation that we're having right now, we're not looking for anybody to inbox us and write us and tell us how beautiful we are and how we don't need to lose weight. We know that.
We do. We know
We
that.
have mirrors. We know we're beautiful. We know we're great people. Being, and we know we're not fat people by any means at all, but
Yeah.
we're both in positions right now in our lives where we are uncomfortable with where we are. And when I say weight, I understand that there are victories that are not just on the scale. So for anybody listening, I really don't want to trigger any insecurities or,
Yeah.
weight is just a number and all this. We're
That's
talking
not
about
what
our
we're
own
trying to
personal
do.
goals. Yeah. Like, so we don't ever want to make anybody else feel bad from our own goals. Okay. So I just kind of want to like put that out there. I'm not shaming. I'm not trying to piss anybody off. This is just my own goal.
Yeah.
My main goal was that I wanted to lose 25 pounds by, I think it was like June 25th. I don't know. I was giving myself 1 pound per week, whatever it was from January.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that didn't really go as planned because I really fell off the wagon. I didn't really start the way I thought I was going to start in the first place. Like I've kind of been in a bit of a fog January, February, like before the
Yeah.
lockdown started. I think we've talked about this a few times. It was like I just felt like my motor didn't want to start.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've just kind of been stuck in my go mode, or my not go mode, and that was it. So now I'm just to the point where I'm like, okay, we're 2 weeks in this pandemic, and I feel like last week I had a lot of clarity. I had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
like self-reflection. Been reading a lot, been researching, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm ready. Like I'm ready now. I'm very happy with the body that I have, but I'm also very excited to get it to a place where I feel comfortable again. So as
Yeah.
much as, I don't feel like I'm overweight or too big or too heavy or whatever, I know that I feel comfortable when I'm at a better fitness level, when I'm eating
Yeah.
things that are nourishing my body, when I'm getting enough sleep. Those are times that I feel the best.
Yeah.
So
It's not even so much just it's not so much about like the goals are a lot more wellness more
mhm,
so than anything else. Like,
mhm,
when I'm at a better weight, it's because I've been at a better fitness level. I've been eating
exactly.
better. I've been doing all of the things that I'm supposed to do and making my body operate properly because like let's be honest, when it comes down to it, it's just like the fuel that you put into it, like you can't friggin' stuff a car with fucking garbage and expect it to
Yes.
run. You know what I'm saying? So
100%. Like
like
it's
I'm not
fuel.
gonna jam my
Food is
gas
fuel.
friggin' tank full of friggin', you know, like, this is not the flux capacitor. It's not fucking, not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not putting a banana peel in there and hoping Jesus that the car is going to get me from point A to point B. It's not going to fucking work.
Exactly.
So, you know,
yeah.
so you put the right stuff in there, it's going to work at its peak performance, obviously.
Yeah. And I mean, when it comes to like a weight loss goal, for me and you, I think what we're looking at right now. So we challenged each other to a Biggest Loser challenge.
We sure did.
And the weight loss goal and like the numbers is really just so that we can have something measurable, right? It's for fun. It's just between the two of us. We just kind of like it. We're very competitive people.
Yeah. We both thrive on competition, very much so.
So we want to make sure that we're competing against each other because let's face it. So Crystal and I have been each other's, I'm going to put in air quotes, accountability partners. Yes. So we've been each other's accountability partners for years, and we suck at being each other's accountability partners because really we turn into excuse makers though. We do, because we want to help hold each other accountable. But at the same time, we're like, it's okay, girl. You had an off night. You deserve that Charleston chew. Like, you eat those gummy bears. Like, we're really supportive of each other, and we're like, you deserve that. So we suck at holding each other accountable because we're like, yeah, you know what? No, good for you. Like, eat that donut. So instead of holding each other accountable, we're just going to compete against each other because that lights the spark in us.
Fuck it.
Yeah. So, so the weight loss goal, we each have like a specific number for ourselves. That's a personal thing. And we have that to make sure that it's measurable, but we're going to let everybody else know because we're probably going to be posting a lot of like fitness pictures or videos or recipes or whatever, as we go. We don't really have a plan to do like, this is more so a lifestyle podcast, but we also know we're going to be talking about fitness because it's part of our lifestyle.
Yep.
So starting tomorrow morning, or tonight really, because we've been meal prepping, is our day one. So we're going to go from March 1st to April 30th, which will get us just a little bit over 8 weeks. We both did our weights and stuff today and sent pictures and got all of that going. And you know what, if we feel like it, when this is all over, we may throw up a before and after pictures of our success. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're really gonna see how we feel about it, but so that took me to basically like a little bit about what SMART goals are. Have you heard of SMART goals?
Yeah,
so
it's my favorite
goal, right? Exactly. So like a goal, a lot of times you'll hear somebody say, I really want to lose weight.
Yeah.
And they're saying it all the time, and then nothing changes.
Right.
What you want to do with a SMART goal is you want to make it specific. So a SMART goal is an acronym. So it's SMART, and it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So for instance, if I say I want to lose 10 pounds, then that is me being specific and measurable. I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay. I can measure the 10 pounds. It's achievable because it's not 30 or 50 or 100 in like a day. Like I want to lose 10 pounds in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. If I work out hard, that's a little bit more than 1 pound a week. So, I mean, it's going to be hard, but it's definitely achievable. It's not an unhealthy thing to do.
No.
It's relevant to what the goal is. The goal is weight loss, 10 pounds, relevant, and it's time bound. It's putting in, I'm going to lose it by the end of April, April 30th. So that way I don't keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Right? That's kind of like touch base on SMART goals.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think that the other part of it too is like within that whole like time oriented portion of it, like I think it's really smart to make it a shorter time period, 100%. Right? Because I find that when it comes to goals, it's like if you make the time frame too far, it's like, okay, well, I want to lose, 20 pounds by the end of 2021. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I am 1000% a procrastinator, and I will leave that shit right to the end. And P.S. then I can't do it. So
then it's too much. Yeah, you've left it too long. It can't be fixed.
Yeah, but you need to have it kind of like a short-term goal, and then you can just revisit it again at the end of that term. Be like, okay, well, now I want to go another 10 pounds.
Add on to it. Well, that's like so 25 was like my goal for the year. And then I was thinking like, okay, 10 pounds between, now and the next 8 weeks, because I also know that like the first 5 should be water weight.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Especially coming off this weekend. I mean, I had wine last night. I've
Hmm.
been eating like I've been starved. Like I've been eating everything in sight.
Yeah.
So I know that like a lot of it is gonna, and like sodium, like so a lot of it's gonna be bloat that just
Hmm.
doesn't belong here anyway,
Yeah.
right? But like if I originally I was almost thinking like 8 weeks might be too long. So 8 weeks is a long time, but it's also really
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
So, but I just know myself that if we made it 4 weeks, that's gonna fly by so quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I would see enough of a difference in 4 weeks
Right.
that I would feel like I want to keep going. Like if
Hmm.
that was the end date. So, and I love the competition side of it too. So it's like
Yeah.
after the first 4 weeks, we can look at we're going to be, I should explain as well, we're checking in weekly with each other as we
Yeah.
go.
Every week.
And then, the deadline is 8 weeks. So we check in every week. So it's like at the end of 4 weeks, we're going to be like, okay, so this is where we are. We've got 4 more weeks now to get to the goal.
What can we
Right. So
do?
we can,
Yeah.
we can kind of like amp it up or whatever, but it's
Yep.
definitely more achievable when you break your big goal down into smaller chunks
Yeah.
and then like
Definitely.
finish one part and then move on to the next, right?
Yeah. And I mean, the other side of it too is that now we have to look at just changing the habits and stuff. So like that's a big thing too. So
Huge.
I actually had a discussion with a friend of mine the other day who basically was like, okay, well, I'd like to start walking on the treadmill. So she has a treadmill.
Hmm.
She has it there. It's just sitting there kind of thing. She's like, I want to start walking. But she was like, I figured, well, I'm going to start listening to audiobooks too.
Yeah.
So I could do that while I'm on there. Right. But she said, realistically, all I'm doing is just sitting down on the couch and I just watch my Netflix show. And
Yep.
I'm like, okay. So I was more or less just kind of said to her, I was like, the best way for you to start this new habit is to piggyback it. So I
Yes.
don't know.
Have you been reading
I know
Atomic
you've read
Habits?
it. Of course I've
Yeah,
read it. I've
such a
read that
good
a
book.
hundred. It's such a good book,
Just
right?
throw a
So,
little plug out there for anybody listening if you're
oh my
looking
God,
to change your habits and like to implement new better habits. Atomic Habits, and it's
is
James Clear.
James Clear, yeah.
James Clear, Atomic Habits. Great book.
Amazing.
Go read it.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
But this comes from that. So it's just like, piggyback on an existing habit in order for you to be able to form a new habit.
That's
And
what
so
I
I
was going
said
to
to her,
suggest.
right? I said to her, I was like, okay, well, you're already watching Netflix. You're enjoying watching Netflix. Hop on the treadmill while you're watching Netflix. I was like, this way, you're piggybacking it off of an existing habit as it is. Because I said,
Hmm.
all that you're going to do now is you're going to try to form two new habits at the same time. And you're going to fail
Yeah.
because you don't
You're
have
not
one
going to
of
be
those
in
in
the
place
mood
already.
to listen to your podcast and get
No,
on the treadmill. Like it's disguising it
it's
as
too
work.
many new things,
Hmm. But
right?
if you're
It's too many
already
new
going to
things.
watch Netflix anyway, lace up
Exactly,
your
right?
sneakers.
Exactly, right?
Hmm.
There's no excuse for it because you're still getting in your Netflix time, whatever. So and then of course I did the same thing. Like I got the husband earlier. Was that today or was that yesterday? No, it was yesterday.
Days
Yeah,
aren't
I
things
mean
anymore.
I have no idea.
What
No,
year
it
is
was
this?
sunny. It was sunny yesterday, so it had to be yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah. So got him to go out in the garage and grab the treadmill and then we brought it inside so that way
Awesome.
yeah, so I was like, okay, so I can watch New Girl or
Hmm.
whatever and get on the treadmill and just do whatever and there's no excuse for me to sit on my fucking fat lazy ass.
That's
You know
well,
what I
that's what
mean?
I did. I don't know if you remember I was telling you a couple of weeks ago, like before I lost my habit, I was when I didn't want to work out, I
Yeah.
would turn on Netflix and walk on the
Hmm.
treadmill.
Yeah.
And then, but that got to the point where I just started, like, I was doing that for months. Just,
Yeah.
I don't want to work out today, but I would love to watch this, episode of The Office.
Right.
Go back to The Office.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest, that's what I watch. And
Yeah.
like, I would just walk on the treadmill watching Netflix,
Yeah.
and that was good. And then I would increase my speed, and then I would up
Hmm.
my incline. And then it got to the point where I'm like, okay, I want to like I started listening to podcasts on the treadmill, started listening to audiobooks on the treadmill. I would get on,
Yeah.
I'd listen to music while looking through Pinterest for
Hmm.
different inspirational things. And then it
Yep.
just got to the point where, okay, now I'm listening to music on the treadmill, and then a really good song comes on. I want to run during this song.
Yeah.
And I would start like I'd pick up the pace and I'd jog, or then I'd do intervals. And like I started forming those habits around what started as me watching Netflix.
Exactly. So you
Right. So,
piggyback the treadmill off of Netflix,
mhm.
and then later on, all of your other habits, like your audiobooks, and you're scrolling through Pinterest, and then you're
Mhm.
trying to do piggyback off of your already existing habit of the treadmill, right?
Exactly. And I would recommend, just for anybody listening, if you are looking at, getting into fitness, but you're really not sure where to start, treadmills are beautiful because
Yeah.
they're easy cardio. They're mindless. You
Yes.
can go
Yes.
slow, you can walk. If you can put one foot in front of the other, you don't need to be doing jumping jacks in your basement. You don't need to be doing heavy weights, whatever. Like if you're just looking at getting started, just walk. Put one foot in front of
Yep.
the other and just walk. So
Yep.
outside, inside, wherever. But if you
Mm-hmm.
do have a treadmill, I know they're like you can't get any exercise equipment right now, but if
No.
you can find a treadmill, and you do watch Netflix, then throw it on your treadmill. Like
Yes.
turn it in front of a TV, get an iPad, download an episode of something on your phone. Like
There's
we
no
all have
excuse,
phones. Yeah.
realistically. And it's like if you're just sitting there and it's like just you kind of like just make a deal with yourself and be like, okay, well, I'm not going to watch a show unless I'm on the
Unless
treadmill.
I'm moving. Well, a friend of ours, she didn't have
Hmm.
her treadmill working. It was broken or something. There was some story she didn't have access to it.
Right.
And she would watch Netflix while walking around her living room because she
Yeah.
said that she wanted to still get like however many steps was her goal per day. So
Right.
instead of like sitting on the couch, she still wanted to watch her show. It would be
Hmm.
miserable outside. It's winter, it's slippery, it's cold, it's whatever. So she would just
Yeah.
walk around the house. So she would
Yeah.
turn on her Netflix and just walk around the house just to make sure that she got like X amount of minutes or X amount of steps in,
Yeah.
to get her exercise done. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool too.
That
And
is
then
good stuff.
side tip, if
Hmm.
you like I like to read, but I don't make time to read. So
No,
I've
me
been
either.
audiobooks, like all 2020 has been audiobooks
Hmm.
for me. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't drive and listen to them because, it distracts me. 100% totally get it. I've been listening to them while I'm cleaning or cooking
Me too.
supper.
Yep.
Right? I just put like maybe one headphone in, or, if Scarlett's home with me, Scarlett is my daughter. I don't put any headphones in. I just turn it on like regular volume. And, at your cooking supper, these are all things that you're doing anyway in the run of a day, cleaning the house,
Hmm.
vacuuming, whatever. Throw on a book.
Yep.
You're getting
It
your
like
book done.
instead of putting on music or whatever, like that's how I listen to all of Atomic Habits. I listened
Yeah,
to that on
me too.
audiobook and I did it while I was cleaning for the most part. That's what I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Right?
So clean house and a educated brain, or a
Yeah.
sharpened brain.
Right? The
There
house
you
didn't
go.
stay clean, but anyway.
Oh my God. Is it ever clean?
No,
Wasn't
never.
that one of that
Yeah,
was one of the names we were going to call this? It's never clean.
it's never clean.
This
It's just going to be an
house,
episode now,
our language, nothing
right?
ever clean.
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, so those
But
are my
yeah.
goals. My main goal right now. I'm not going to stack on a bunch of crazy goals during this pandemic.
Mm-mm.
Like, oh, I'm gonna, build a fucking table and I'm gonna, because let's face it, I'm in the middle of a bathroom remodel, and
Yep.
it's only one bathroom in my house, and we're doing it all of ourselves, and we can't get anybody in to help because we're in lockdown.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
we have a 2-year-old. So
Right.
that's fun. And
Mhm.
we're both working. I'm working from home and he's working at his job.
Yep.
So I'm not going to take on a whole bunch of other things and say I'm going to do this, this, and that, because it's just stupid. I'm lying to myself. I'm going to be realistic
Yep.
about what I'm saying and make sure that I'm going to do something that works for me. Because I find if I put too much on my plate in terms of, say, goals, it can be really overwhelming.
Oh,
So
100%.
this next week, I'm going to focus on my fitness, getting up early,
Hmm.
getting my exercise done, feeling good, putting nice, healthy, delicious food into my body so that my car can run on good gas,
That's right.
and taking care of my baby and
Yeah,
work. I'm going to take care of my
exactly.
clients. I'm going to take the kid for a walk, like get out of
Yeah.
the house every day that I can, because I feel like that's really necessary right now.
Yeah.
And that's about it. That's going to be my main focus this week. I'm just going to keep it
Yeah.
simple.
I think mine's just gonna be like, and I'm keeping my goals very short, I think, for this
Mhm.
week, just
Yeah.
because I figure it's easier for me to do it that way. And I'm taking it day by day. That's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. I'm like, basically at this point, I'm just kind of saying to myself, okay, I'm gonna get through tomorrow by eating decent, and I'm gonna get a run in on the treadmill. And then if I check that off at the end of the day, best kind, start
Mhm.
over again the next day. Because I'm like, I kind of just gotta take the first week day by day for sure.
Yeah, I think I might actually start logging it on a calendar. There's
Oh yeah.
something, and I think, I don't know if it was Atomic Habits, or there was one book that I was reading. It might
Hmm.
have been The Power of Habit, or the something of habit. Anyway, but they did say that like writing things down like that
Mm-hmm.
makes it, because it's almost like a little reward.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of the day, did you eat healthy? And you put a little check mark there.
Check
Or like,
mark.
did you work out today? And you put like a check or an X or whatever in the calendar. That
Yep.
feels like your reward for doing it. So it's like
Well,
this
like if you
reward
think about
system.
it, how many times do you have a to-do list mentally in your head and you just like everything just kind of just gets all mishmashed together. You never get any of it done,
Mm-hmm.
right? But yet if I sit down and I write it down on a to-do list and
And
then I
check it
have
off.
to actually physically check it off or else scratch it out,
Yeah, you're
it
getting it
makes
done.
all the difference. I'm getting
And you
shit
feel
done and
good.
if you feel it when
It
you
feels so
scratch it
good.
off.
Yeah.
Like
You're
it's
like,
so
done,
crazy.
bitch, mic
Yes.
drop.
Right? Like I don't know what it is, but it actually does make you feel better.
It does. It feels 10 times better. Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay, so we're in for a good week. I
Mhm.
guess that wraps up our show for
Pretty
today.
much, yeah. Yep.
So, thank you to everybody who has tuned in and listened. If you liked what you heard or want to give us a second chance because you thought it was only okay, go ahead, click subscribe or download this episode. You can also follow us. We're on Facebook now. We
Yes,
do
we
have
are.
a Facebook group. I think it's a group. I'm still learning how to do things on Facebook, like with regards to
Yeah.
like, is it a group or is it a page? Or anyway, we're a group on Facebook at it's the Why the Fuck Not podcast. And
Hmm.
on Instagram, which I'm a little bit more savvy on, getting there, the Why the Fuck Not podcast. That's our Instagram handle.
It
And
is.
we have an email as well at the Why the Fuck, sorry, the Why the F Not podcast at
At
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Gmail won't let me curse in
That's
my
right.
email address, in our email address.
Yeah.
But if you do have suggestions for the show, feel free to send us a message, leave us a comment, send us an email, or even if you just want to touch base on something that we've said today, if you have suggestions for us or questions, we're
Hmm.
always happy to answer them, talk about them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it can be anonymous. Just tell us that. If you
Yeah.
don't tell us that it's anonymous, we're not going to know.
Yeah.
We'll
You
probably
can just
say your name.
keep it anonymous. And then we won't reveal your identity.
We'll call you like Mr. or Mrs. X. We're like,
Right?
well, this person wrote in. We'll use a voice changer when we read the email. All right, that's it for tonight. Do you have anything to add, Crystal?
I don't think.
No, we're good.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah,
well, I'm
I
looking
think
forward to
so.
kicking your ass in this new competition that we're doing.
I know it's on like Donkey Kong.
All right, rock on. Best of luck.
Yes.
May the most competitive one win.
Warmest wishes.
Yeah. All right, we're signing off, guys. That was the Why the Fuck podcast. Why the Fuck Not podcast. I might edit some things out because apparently I can't speak. And tune in next week. We're going to be doing these weekly, and they will premiere every Friday.
Yeah.
All right, so stay tuned, and we hope to hear from you again. Bye.
Bye.